Okay, hey y'all, it's your girl Sia, and I'm back with another video. Y'all, I am doing this video as I'm getting ready, so just bear with me. I meant to follow up with you guys last night, but obviously that did not happen. You guys know I'm in like the ending of tax season, which again, I don't know why this firm celebrates April 15th, knowing damn well our tax season is all year long. But that's what it is, right? So as we come and approach closer to the deadline, I'm super, super tired. And a lot of times throughout the day, I'm giving a lot of my time and my energy to other people. So when I get home, I'm not wanting to really talk or do much with other folks. Okay. That's just how tax season is. It is what it is. But anywho, I wanted to do this video as I get ready this morning. I do have some time while I'm not driving, so y'all just bear with me. But I was speaking on the 4B movement, and again, I was practicing this behavior prior to even knowing what the 4B movement was. So that's why I'm in full support of it. I believe that women, let me be clear, and it's not just for women either. I know that the men, out of like retaliation, which is very petty, very woman like, right? Um, they have decided that they wanted to do a counter movement. I think it's like the 4G movement. And honestly, I think that's great, right? I don't like when men say things like they do, I don't think that they realize just how much they're marginalizing themselves from being in a relationship with a woman of caliber, right? Because a lot of these men, let me tell you something. As a woman, any man that talks any level of red pill is unattractive to me off the rip. Like in terms of us being in a relationship. Now, if you want to be homies, right, and you do whatever you do to the women that you're with, that's different. Don't expect me to be around you much, right? Because obviously, if you treat women like that, you're going to treat all women like that. It's not just, oh, it's this woman because of this, right? You naturally, if you think like a Kevin Samuels, right? And I'm not saying that everything that Kevin Samuels, a lot of my teachings, let's put it this way, growing up was so that I could, and especially as I get older, I'm realizing a lot of what I was taught is to be able to date up, right? Or marry up, right? Meaning that there is a certain grooming process, there is a certain level. Like, I just was having this conversation with even my young daughter because it's like, girl, you're about to go out into this world. You don't want to be heavy set. Like, these are real conversations I be having, right? So understandably, when it comes to a woman's looks and how she carries herself, I am in a somewhat of an agreement with Kevin Samuels. But I don't agree with the rhetoric in terms of, well, if you're at this age, you hit the wall. If you had a kid, you hit the wall. Like all of these things. If you are overweight, you hit the wall. Some overweight women look pretty good. Okay. So I don't know that I agree with the majority of the things that have been said. And I've said this before, that I always look at the Kevin Samuels rhetoric as rhetoric that a pimp would tell his hoe, right? So if anybody's been in that lifestyle, or you know people of that lifestyle, you will know that that's how they talk. Like some of how they're grooming their hoes, right? That's the language that they utilize. So a lot of it is a pimp and hoe rhetoric that, like I say, it works in some instances when it comes to a woman's image, right? Especially if she's not married. If a woman is looking at marrying up, right, or whatever that may be look like, right, you just want to be the girl that's not made fun of because you don't, there's a lot that goes into being a girl, and some of those things are right. Some of those things are your looks and how you carry yourself, how you present yourself to the world. And I believe that again, that conversation should be had, but I think that that conversation should be had amongst women, right? Not males tearing down women to appease themselves, knowing damn well they'd sleep with them anyway, right? Um, you have what, Fresh from Fresh and Fit in the same position. You've got Kevin Samuels, who preached don't date these kind of women, and then he died with those kinds of women. And so I will say this: I don't agree with everything. I agree with some things, but very, very little things, right? And if a man ever thought that he was going to, what's the word? You're going to get me based upon Kevin Samuels talking points, period. It wouldn't even matter if you're talking about my image, because that's not a conversation for you, right? If you don't like me or my image, you shouldn't even be trying to talk to me, period, right? So any kind of level of that conversation, I naturally just shut down. I don't want to deal with you. I'm not interested in what you have to say. I am not interested in even knowing you, okay? That's what it does. So men are out here saying they're going to do this 4G movement, which is, I mean, whatever. Okay. But all you're doing is saying, hey, I'm the guy that you don't fucking talk to. I'm the guy women stay away from. Do you understand? You got a big sign on your head that says do not pass go. So I don't know that men understand that the kind of talking points that they have repels women by a large amount. And so when you have so many men talking about these things, they're talking about women all day long. They're not discussing manly things or even adult things for that matter. They would much rather focus on telling women what we can and cannot do, be, see, whatever, right? For me, that's a turn off. It does not turn me on. There's nothing about that kind of conversation, or the 9 times out of 10, the people who it comes from, there's nothing there that's attractive for me, right? There's nothing that's doing it there for me. So when men are saying things like, oh, well, we'll just go do our own thing, and we'll just stop talking to women and stop passing down our seed, like, as women, you're doing us a favor. Like, that's a good thing for us, right? I know you guys get this thoughts where you have women that will tell you, oh, I just can't live without the D. That's a woman that ain't really knowing herself much, because there's so much more to life than goddamn D. Okay? So for me, I don't, I think that 4B and 4G is very great for everyone involved. I think that people, and I've said this before, if we're going to be doing relationships and healthy relationships, you have to learn how to be alone and make yourself happy first and foremost. And a lot of people are too weak to understand the process of doing that. They're mentally weak. They cannot do that, and they will not do it. When it comes to the 4B movement, we have these women, and I've come to learn that pick-me's are just not for me. We have these women that are sitting here talking about, well, what about the Black family structure? And this is not good for the Black community. Well, me being in an unhealthy relationship with a man who tears me down and destroys me, right? And I've got a little kid watching how he disrespects me day in and day out. I've got a little girl that's watching how unappreciative this man is of me. I would find that to be more destructive. I would think that when you're in a relationship with a man who doesn't value you or respect you, and you've got family, kids watching, that does more destruction than a woman saying, you know what? I love myself too much to allow myself to go through any of that. I don't understand the pick me argument here. If that's what you want to do, and that is your choice. If you want to be in an unhappy relationship, and let me be clear, if you are happy, cool, you use this. But we know damn well there's a lot of you that are not happy in your situations, regardless of how much you want to try to convince us that you are, right? You may be happy today, but yesterday you was just yelling at him about something that made you mad. That's why you was yelling. I prefer not to have to yell. I prefer to focus and put my energy into something else. I recognize that if I keep speaking, I'm talking to a brick wall. If I have to keep repeating myself, that means that motherfucker didn't hear me. And if he didn't hear me, it's one or two things. Either he's deaf or did not want to hear me. And I'll be damned if I stay in any kind of relationship with a man who doesn't want to hear me. Do you understand me? Because I matter just as much as he matters. And if I do what it takes to make him feel mattered, then I should feel mattered too in this relationship. It's not one-sided. It's a two-way street, homie. And if I'm raising kids, then you damn sure better be teaching my daughters how the man in their lives are supposed to treat them based upon how you treat me. And if you don't respect me and you can't get on fucking live and social media and say all these things that you say and then try to convince me that you respect me. See, that's where women are fucking up. The man is talking like this. He thinks this way about you too. And the moment you step out of line, in his mind, he's justified to do whatever he wants to you. I'll be damned. I've been in relationships where the man thought it was okay to emotionally abuse me, to yell at me, to disrespect me, to do everything that I know damn well if I was to do it to him, he would get up and walk away. Right? So why would I tolerate anything less? Why would I tolerate that? Why? So you're telling me that I got to suffer and be miserable and sacrifice my own happiness that God ordained for me, because I believe that I was born here to be happy. Now, whatever happy looks like for me is, is relative, right? But that's what I believe that God has for me. There's no way God wants me to be miserable my whole life. The fuck? So for me, it's not about the Black community in this. It's about what's best for me as a woman. Fuck the community on this. Like, real talk. The community don't give a fuck about me. Black men, last time I checked, are part of this community just as Black women are. But last time I checked, Black men tell people day in and day out, they don't like women like me. So I hear them and I acknowledge it and I say, okay, right? I know that I'm not going to change for the sake of what a Black man likes or dislikes. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to be me at the end of the day. So I'm just going to stop trying. I'm going to just stop playing the field, right? I'm going to let them have what they want. They said they didn't want a dark-skinned woman. Last time I checked, I'm chocolate. They don't want a woman that's got one kid or two or three or four. I'm out of that arena. They don't want a woman that's 34. Okay, I'm out of that picture, right? They don't want a successful woman, a woman who has her own, because independence is, oh, it's so bad. Okay, well, then I checked all the boxes for the Black man to not like me. And if he does come around me, he only wants one or two things: my money or what's in between my legs. And them two are not for sale. Them things are not for just anybody. Do you understand me? You're going to have to be somebody I genuinely want to give it to. You see? So for me, it just makes sense to become part of the 4B movement. I told you guys, if I wasn't married by a certain time, I'm not getting married. It just is what it is. It sucks because again, women are programmed to think a certain way. So it's like when you hit a certain age, and honestly, this was probably more around 26 or 27 when I realized that I was probably going to end up single my entire life. But somebody's got to take one for the team. We can't all be married. And no offense, I don't think we all want to be married. Now that we're seeing what marriage really is about, and that only a handful of women are genuinely happy in marriages and relationships, period, more and more women are opting out. They're saying, oh, fuck that. My goal is to be happy, live a quality life, whatever that looks like. I'm not, like I told you guys before, I have witnessed my life go from 0 to 100 by the sake of removing a man from my life, right? It's very hard to be like, okay, I'm gonna add another one now that God is like, nope, we're gonna give you blessing after blessing after blessing after blessing after blessing. The moment I said, you know what, I'm done. It wasn't when I was, oh, let's work it out. I want to be faithful, stuff like that. Like that wasn't getting me nowhere. Not even with the man that I was trying to be loyal to, good to, faithful to. That shit didn't help me. So when I helped myself, that my life changed literally, like overnight. For real. So it's very hard to not, again, I cannot discount my personal life experiences for the sake of saying that I need a man in my life. I just can't. I'm not willing to struggle. Like I don't have to struggle. So why would I be willing to if I don't have to? Like what is the purpose behind it? What is what is the argument there? Men are really trying to convince women that we should be doing something other than what we already know we should be doing. So this 4B movement ain't got shit to do with a man as much as it got to do with women learning how to love themselves and stay true to themselves. If you love me, you gonna love me as I am, correct? So, motherfucker, it ain't you coming to me. I'm a whole built, grown ass woman, and you think you're gonna come into my life and then try to tell me and pick at me about what you like and dislike? No, that's not. You need to go find a girl you like then. Because if you like me, you wouldn't be picking at me. Oh, she got a wig on. You wouldn't do shit like that. The fuck? You would like me with or without the wig. You feel me? That's what real liking somebody is. None of that extra shit matters. If I like you, I don't care what height you are. I like you. I essentially don't care how much money you make. Now, like I said, my days of dating broke men is over. I'm not fit to be footing your bill for your pockets. No, 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 no. For you to only disrespect me. No, 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 no. We've done that too many times. We've seen that story play out one too many times. The man for me will have more money than me, period, point blank. And if that means 100 grand, that's what the fuck it is. If there ain't no man for me, who gives a fuck? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think men understand. Women don't give a fuck about nothing you talking about, bro. We don't care about what your thoughts are. We're telling you what it is. And if you don't like it, then we just won't deal with you. If you're complaining about me online at the magnitude that you are, disrespecting people of my gender simply because we're women, I'm not entitled to like you. I have nothing to offer you. I have nothing to do for you, sir. You have no reason to be in my face about shit because you post all over the internet that you don't like me. So as a woman, I'm listening and I hear you. And I'm responding to you not liking me, right? Meaning that my job is not changing myself to try to make you like me. No, we learned that in elementary school. We learned that that's not the way to go about life. You will be living in a miserable world if you have to change yourself to appease others. The fuck? I'll be damned. So, like I say, I already know I'm part of this 4B movement. I just believe in not dealing with people when they don't like you. If you don't like me, stay away from me. Like, treat me like you don't like me. Like, that's how I see it. So anytime, and it's so bad now because anytime a black man talks to me, I'm like, bro, you know damn well you are not interested. That's really my attitude. This is why I'm not interested. Because I already know damn well you ain't really interested in me. You're interested in what I can do for you. No, homie, have fun with that. I can do for myself and I can do for my kid. That's it. I ain't got nothing to offer y'all. So I think that the 4B movement is great. I think that you need more women and men. It ain't just women.
more women and men who learn how to truly love themselves. And the only way you're going to be able to do that is by focusing on self. You cannot do that focused on other people. You just can't. Okay? The world is not set up this way. So I'm in support of it. I support it 1000%. That's all I got to say, y'all. I'm out. Peace.